The managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, George Moghalu, has said the authority will continue to clamp down on illegal boat operators in the country. The Niwa boss stated that the recurrent boat incidents are unfortunate and must be addressed to end the series of mishaps suffered by Nigerians. He made this known during the 52nd session of the weekly State House media briefing at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, while noting that the government has opened up over 3,800 waterways across the country.
One is the expansion of infrastructure. More ports and jetties are being constructed around the country, and linkages between the water transportation sector and other forms of transportation are being promoted. As we speak, we have procurement process going on for new jetties in different locations spread across the country. Then purchase of modern river crafts. In order to bridge the gap of providing adequate and modern river crafts to ply the waterways, the authority has continuously engaged the purchase of crafting of modern river crafts to fill up the vacuum in the inland waterways transport sector. Like I did say, when the Honorable Minister visited our office in Port Harcourt, he also had the opportunity to inspect our tugboats, our houseboats, and so some other ferries and vessels. As we speak now, procurement process is still going on for some other passenger vessels and ferries. And during our recent trip, we engaged some organizations that are interested in bringing ferries to Nigeria to operate within our inland waterways. And by the time we're able to conclude, that will also help us to a very great extent. The recruitment of technical staff. In our bid to make the water transport sector perform optimally, the authority has engaged and is currently engaging more technical staff into its fold to ensure optimal service delivery. In fact, before we came here today, we were toying with the idea of sending one or two of our staff out of the country to go to the Hydrographic Institute to study to develop their skill. Because I just mentioned that we have procured brand new hydrographic survey vessels. 2 of them have arrived. Yes, we have people to man it, but we're looking at a situation where we have more people who know the job, so that in case, because certainly those who are operating it today will retire. And when they retire, we don't want them to go completely with their knowledge. We want them to train other people. The strengthening of Inland Waterway Police Command. Provision of security patrol boats is currently being prioritized as more of the boats are purchased annually. Enlightenment of communities along the waterways on the dangers of engaging in illegal bunkering is also being employed. Niwa Act, like I said, the bill is before the National Assembly, which if passed will enhance and increase our revenue generation of the authority and ultimately enhance the capacity of Niwa to deliver on its mandate. Manual and mechanical clearing of water hyacinth has been employed. More weed harvesters are purchased for utilization around the country. If the captain of the vessel is not properly trained, it's human error. If they use unserviceable boats, these are human error. If they are in drunken state, these are human error. So each of these activities have its own penalty, and we are prosecuting them.
Moghalu, however, said the authority is also ensuring the regulation of inland navigation generally, while calling on state governments to join hands with Niwa on waste management along waterways to avert issues of flooding.
The issue of flooding, yes, it's a major challenge, but as an organization, what we do, we monitor river flow on a regular basis, and we report to agencies, we report to communities along the banks. We let them understand, we monitor, we have a department that deals with it, our research and planning department, deals with it on a regular basis, monitoring river flow, monitoring water flow, so that we don't have our people taking unawares when it has to do with flooding. And another way we address this issue is by increasing our maintenance dredging. Because flooding usually takes place when the water route is silted. When the water route is silted, the only way you can remove that, because if it's silted, water will now keep expanding instead of following a channel. So the only way you can address that is to make sure you dredge open the channel, and then water will follow that channel and go. So we'll continue doing the dredging. We are doing maintenance dredging. One thing we must understand is that capital dredging is one expensive business, very expensive business, and it's not something you do every day.
Meanwhile, the Niwa boss highlighted some of his accomplishments since assumption of office, including provision of ports at terminal facilities, acquisition of maintenance dredges, deepening of regular hydrographic surveys of waterways, wrecks removal master plan, concession of Onitsha River Port, as well as development of other necessary infrastructure. From the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Folorunsho Adegoke, Core TV News.